What a day. Am I actually going to do 3 videos today? It seems really unlikely, but the cold medicine's kicking in. I've been kind of sick lately, so maybe I will. So I admit I have a bit of a man crush on the YouTube channel Diversity in Comics. He holds kind of a special place in my heart because I relate to him a lot, whether he knows it or not. I'm seen as somebody who I think is more of a centrist. From what I can tell, kind of like him. I too have been excommunicated from my favorite hobby, which is Magic the Gathering, and so I relate to a lot of the stuff he's going through. I understand the inner struggle of wanting your hobby to be great, but then having everybody around your hobby hate you for having that opinion. You know, I'm blocked by just about every Magic community or whatever, or personality in the entire community. Wizards hires extra security when I say I'm going to go to a GP. Like, I get it. And now they're trying to deplatform him from going to a Comic-Con. This exact thing happened to me at Gen Con. And your boy Zach, if you watch this, like, I can share some advice. I had a press pass to Gen Con revoked because crazy social justice extremists faked all sorts of threats. And I feel bad for him. He's strong, and I put on a strong face too, but it's still, when you're all by yourself and you're thinking about it, it kind of sucks. But kind of a funny thing happened today. We'll say, news organization came at me thinking I was in fact him. So the big meme yesterday was all these comic pros they coordinated an assault against him via a private Facebook group, which he has now proved. I may make a video on that later. I may not. And they kept saying his name, Richard C. Meyer, Richard C. Meyer, Richard C. Meyer, Richard C. Meyer, like it was Voldemort. This is something he has publicly said. He keeps it to himself. It's like, I don't say my first and last name in every video I make, but everyone knows who I am. Everyone on my main channel knows my name. So as a bit of a meme, I changed my display name on Twitter to Richard C. Meyer, okay? And I get a bizarre response today from... I sent out a tweet that was really not pretty innocuous a day ago. See, I changed my name to Richard C. Meyer, but obviously I'm not him. I get a reply, your gift shows the industry dying is from a movie that grossed $1.5 billion and put millions into Marvel's pockets. You still don't get the biz. At this point, I'm kind of like, what? And he is implying that I think the industry is both movies and comics. And I would say in his defense, or in agreement with him, they are uniquely tied. My initial tweet was really just referencing comic books, not comics industry. I don't think the comic books will ever die. They'll be basically like a cost of maintaining the licensing so they can keep pumping out these cash cow movies. So maybe that's what he meant. So I replied back like, I 100% get the biz, my friend, meaning I understand that Marvel doesn't give a crap about these comic books. All they care about is maintaining the license to make these huge movies, right? Then he asks me weirdly specific questions like, what's the overall P&L for Doctor Strange prior to 2012? Like, he doesn't know the answers to these questions off the top of his head either, right? It's like saying, his entire argument. I said, these are easily researchable. You know this. It only provides proof that one knows how to Google things. What's paper in China cost, right? Like, what is the point? His entire argument, actually, I don't want to say his. I assume it's a guy just because, it's the industry, but I don't know. This is a, quote, news organization. I doubt anybody can recite those facts without at least some cursory research, which anybody can do. His whole argument is the same one idiots use who say like, well, if you never played professional football, you can't commentate it. You can't be a movie critic if you never produced a movie. This is just false, right? Some of the best analysts I know about the game never played. Stephen A. Smith never boxed, but the dude knows boxing. I mean, this is an absurd argument that I don't even really need to spend any more time to debunk. We all know it's baloney, right? To which I said, your entire argument amounts to you didn't play pro football, so you don't know how it works. He's saying your claim is that you're super knowledgeable about a biz you're not in, when you can't even master second grade homophones, you and your. So now his like, you know, this is always what people are like, I can't beat you in intellectual conversation, but I can correct your grammar. Yeah, I'm not a great speller. I don't take time when I'm tweeting things. Often I use voice to text. These are all true things about me, okay? Doesn't hurt my feelings. I pay somebody to edit my work. That's what you do when you have a weakness. You staff for it, right? And I'm really starting to like, I don't even understand why this dude is coming so hard at me. So now I'm like, well, I never interacted with you, your tiny site, or because I had to look him up. I was like, who is this guy? I'm like, your tiny site or your tiny following. Okay, little Salt Bay. You came on my feed trying to tell me I don't know about how business works. I do. Now he says, oh, you're fibbing. Shall I pull out your Facebook comments? So now I'm like, okay. Typical social justice person. I'm thinking in my head, okay, they're threatening me from pulling comments off my personal Facebook page? Go ahead. It's public. I reply, never heard of you. He says, Bull, ask your friend Travis, the one you insulted when decided to work with us. So now I know for sure he thinks I'm diversity in comics because I only have one friend, Travis, and that's Travis Wu, and he's a Magic Pro. So I know for a fact, I started to suspect all along that he might have thought I was diversity in comics, but I really didn't pick up on it until like halfway through. I always never really turned down an argument. And, you know, credit to whoever's running this Twitter account. They never really got too salty, you know. And then I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay, you 100% have me confused with somebody else. And then maybe an hour passes or something. I don't know, 54. So, yeah, about an hour passes, I think. I don't know how that works. Maybe an hour. I'm like, okay, he's never going to reply. Like, they're never going to reply because now they know that they've fucked up, you know. And finally he says, wow, there are two Richard C. Myers who post ignorant things about the comic biz. What are the odds? And then, of course, I said, I knew you thought I was diversity in comics. Great journalism. Oh, man. Oh, man. And then, oh, yeah, he says, our apologies for mistaking you for a doofus. But didn't you just that doesn't undo what you said here. You still called me ignorant, and that I post ignorant things about the comics bids. So, no, this is a half-hearted, like, apology. Please don't make everyone know that we call ourselves a journalist, and we didn't even bother to click on the name of your Twitter handle. The first thing I did, I was like, Comic Mix is a site for news. Like, oh yeah, I'm sure when I want to get some hard-hitting investigative journalism, I'm going to make sure to check out Comic Mix. Make sure that you follow somebody who definitely deeply investigates each and every story that they may publish on their website. I mean, this tells you how much research these people are doing. I am not a news outlet. I just shitpost on Twitter. And the first thing I did, I was like, who is this guy? Hover over his name. Like, oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. And then I saw, oh, yeah, mine stands. Okay, all right. Yeah, like, okay, you're a social justice. You look through their tweet. I'm like, actually, you know what? In their defense, I was like, okay. You know, it looks like they're just kind of posting regular news stuff. But then I see this, and then I see later on, where is that? That they like did for full frontal, which tells you that they're morons. And then later there's articles about how, where is this? I discussed Citizen's situation and a blight on the comics community in the form of right-wing trolls. I don't know what it is about extremists, like left extremists. Maybe this is a thing that the right people on the right extremists do. I don't really know any right-wing extremists. But why do they always call everyone they disagree with a troll? I don't understand that. Like, you just lose all credibility when the best argument you have is calling someone a troll. And if you want to bother trying to defend Aubrey Sitterson, then I know you're an idiot, or at least you're totally intellectually dishonest. Like, you may publish this stuff, but if you really believe that guy is the wrong fit to be writing on G.I. Joe, then I mean, I don't believe that. So, I mean, they do a good job of sharing news, but, they let their little ideologies slip in, like most people, and they even, like myself, too. I just thought this is a bit of a fun meme. Thanks for the laughs, Comic Mix. Hopefully this will brighten up the day of all of you, and maybe Papa Bless will see it, and it'll brighten his day a little bit, too.